Public enemy number one. Yeah, it gets everything ready.
When he was trying to
Okay, well today is the latest phase, but it's an ongoing or development project here in Beachmount, and it's meant to try to remember as many people as we can who were either murdered by the state or murdered through the result of collusion with the state by organisations like the UDA or the UVF. So today is a special event for a special group of people who, if you like, stood up and were counted within the community at a time when there was no transport system, when people couldn't get to work or to school or anywhere else, and they were counted as people who stood up and defended that community in whatever way they could. These people who were murdered paid the supreme sacrifice for that.
First thing I'd like to do is to welcome everybody who came here today for this special event. My name is Robert McCann. I'm part of a steering group, if you could call it that looks after and has been involved in the wall here for the last number of years. One of the founders and one of the first people to come up with the idea was Sean Moore from this area. And the idea behind it was to have some place where people could come to and remember those people who were murdered during the conflict. Either family members who could come and remember them, and particularly to put a face on the names so they just don't become statistics, they just don't become part of a name in a book somewhere. So the idea originally was to have the original photographs laminated and put on the wall. That's what we tried. And after a while, the weather got the better of us, and then we had to take them down. We managed to save some. And then we've developed this technique now of using this new computer imaging to develop it. So the project is, if you like, is a work in progress. We've been around us in different groups and different bodies. For instance, my own family's group is part of the McGurk's Bar campaign. So we've got ours up at the top there for the 15 people who were murdered in McGurk's Bar. And then the rest of it, if you like, is that people who were murdered during this conflict. There was no rhyme or reason. There was men, there was women, there was young children, and there was whole groups and bodies who were murdered together that we call the clusters. So while you have individual names and individual people, you also have groups of people, for instance, like the Spring Hill Massacre, the Ballymurphy Massacre, and obviously McGurk's as well. So what we're going to do today is to unveil a plaque in memory of another group, a special group, who have played an important part within our community, and those were members of the Falls Taxi Association. So it's only going to be a short ceremony. So the first thing I'd like to do is to ask Mary O'Neill to come forward and just to read a roll of honour of the names to remember those who we're remembering today. Thank you.
Michael Duggan, 12/11/75. Jim Green, 5th of the 5th, 77. Harry Muldoon, 31st of the 10th, 84. Paddy McAllister, the 26th of the 8th, 86. Kevin McBrady, 16th of the 3rd, 88. Thomas Hughes, 17th of the 7th, 91. Hugh McGee, 10th of the 10th, 91. Paddy Clark, 2nd of the 2nd, 92.
I would just now ask people to stand in silence for 1 minute and just to cast your minds back to those family, friends, or people that you knew who were part of this association and what you can remember of them from the time. Thank you.
A lot of our drivers were injured as well. Some of them were shot in Castle Street, some of them were shot over in North Belfast, and still to this day live with those injuries. But we have to give credit to the drivers, who some are still with us today, who are still driving taxis, because it never deterred them from going out to their work, working to the small hours of the morning, and driving up and down the road knowing that their lives could have been lost. So I'd like just to commend them as well. Thanks very much.
In the St. Andrew, Conway Mill, he was responsible for putting it together.
What are you doing?